referring to the book Manufacturing Consent, for people who don't know, is by Noam Chomsky. And Chomsky has this really superb quote where he discusses how the best way to maintain control in a society is to have strictly limited debate, very passionate debate within strictly limited parameters. So that gives so if you have, for example, the political spectrum, let's say would be 1 in 10. If you keep the debate between 4 and 5, and you have those 4 and 5s ready to kill each other, people really think, oh, I've got a whole range of choices. Those 5s are the devil, or those 4s are evil. Meanwhile, 1 through 4 and 5 through 10 are off the table.
Here's the way I like to explain it. That very thing that Chomsky said. So let's say we're talking about Syria, and you turn on the TV to see what's going on in Syria, and the debate is not, hey, did Syria gas their own people, and let's bring in people on both sides of the thing to see what's happened and what's actually going on. That's not the debate. The debate's jumping off point is they did gas their own people, and now how much bombing should we do?
Right.
That's exactly. And so you can have these debates like, should we bomb a lot or should we bomb a little? And we can yell at each other in between those parameters, but you can never say, hey, should we not be bombing? Right. And so you're never allowed. That's why Glenn Greenwald, Matt Taibbi, people like that were never invited on MSNBC during Russiagate, because you weren't allowed to say, hey, this was all made up. You weren't allowed to say that on corporate news. Which it was. Russiagate was 100% made up. I proved it on my show with Bill Binney, who was the NSA's top code breaker since the 60s. And then he started to tell the truth about what they were actually doing after 9/11. They tried to frame him, put him in jail. He's smarter than the FBI. He outsmarted them. And then he's the one who figured out that there's no way that those emails could have been hacked by Russia. And he proved it on my show. So I knew before everybody else that what the Mueller report was going to conclude was that the Trump and his administration campaign had no collusion, meaning there was no conspiracy between Trump and Russia during the campaign. And that's what the Mueller report said explicitly. And I knew that. And it was funny. I'm a comedian, I'm a stand-up comedian. And my comedian friends thought I was fucking crazy, right? They're just like, Jimmy, what is? And then all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you what the Mueller report's going to say. And then it came out and they were like, holy shit, how did you know? And I was like, because I looked into it, which they don't want you doing anymore, by the way, because Big Pharma's got a jab to sell and make $100 billion. And so they've now got even comedians repeating, maybe you've heard people say this, please, folks, don't do your own research. Oh, you're going to be doing your own research. Before COVID, doing your own research used to be called reading. Now it's like I woke up in the middle of a Bill Hicks bit. Well, looks like we got ourselves a reader. Yeah, tell me, boy, what you reading for? Don't you know everything that needs to be read's already been readed by a smart person? That's what it's come to. There's a tweet out yesterday by Pfizer, and it tried to mimic The Onion. It says area man does Google search, becomes PhD in science. And they're saying, hey, please don't think because you're on the internet, you're a scientist. Thank God for real scientists.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're shaming you for trying to get informed. Hey, don't look stuff up. What are you doing? Reading? That's what they're doing that. They're trying to shame you for being dumb. So they've now made reading what dumb people do.